Super sexy stew. 2 whole onions. About 6 carrots. I'm sorry, it's about 5 carrots, 5 celery stalks, diced. You want a 25% carrots, 25% celery, 50% onions, and that's a basic mirepoix, the base of all really good soups. If you want to get down and dirty, true French style. Oh yeah. So if you want to do it right. So right now we're gonna go ahead and saute the onions. Boom. Low heat. I'm gonna go ahead and add the nectar of the gods, bacon fat, just enough to get it nice and sizzling. As you can see, I've added a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and we're gonna go ahead and sweat these onions for about 5 to 10 minutes. We'll see how they look in about 5 minutes. Nectar of the gods, sweet bacon fat. Little shout out to Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy. As you can see, the onions are slowly cooking. I'm going to cover them up and let them get nice and opaque, translucent, if you will. Yeah. Alright, as you can see, got some stock simmering in the back. Got my pan. Ooh, beat up pan. High heat. Got some stock simmering. Pan hot, ready for this beef to go on it. Gonna sear it off before I toss it in. And the onions, ooh, about ready to roll. So as you can see, onions are nice and translucent. I'm gonna go ahead and add the rest of the mirepoix. Boom. Oh yeah, beautiful fart. Now at this point you may want to add a little bit more bacon fat. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. A little sprinkle. Sprinkle, if you will. Don't want too much. You want to remember how much bacon fat you're using, because you're going to ultimately want to add pretty close to the same amount of flour once all these get done cooking to help it thicken. Alrighty. And we're going to go ahead and sear out this beef. I'm using chuck roast today, but a nice big steak. You know, you can use stew beef or the stew cubes they sell in the market ready to roll. We got some potatoes there soaking in water. I'm going to go ahead and cube this up, season it, and sear on all sides. Alright, got the beef searing. Stock is chilling, well, simmering anyway. Now, these are really small cubes of beef, so I'm not going to let them sear too long, also cook all the way through. As you can see, the mirepoix cooking down nicely. I'm just about ready to add flour to that. Now I'm going to flip these real quick. Beautiful sear, beautiful sear. You want a really good sear, you got to have a steaming hot pan. Ideally you want them looking like that. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sear. Now I didn't use too much beef. You could use as much or as little beef as you want, but I'm putting so much other stuff into this stew that I want the beef to be like little treasures that you find. So I don't want too much beef, just a tiny amount of beef, because I'm putting corn, zucchini, potato, all in this stew. Gorgeous. Almost forgot, before I add the flour, I'm going to put garlic. I use a lot of garlic. That's like 4 cloves. Nice, crushed, beautiful. just right. It's probably way too much garlic for you, but you know, what are you gonna do? Also, as you can see, we're gonna deglaze the pan with a little bit of beef stock. Lovely. Look at that. That is gonna be gorgeous. Go ahead and turn that heat off now. Oh yeah, smell the goodness. The garlic's been cooking in there for about a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and add about a quarter cup of flour. Now you want to let the roux cook in there for about 3 to 4 minutes. Incorporate it nicely, make sure everything gets... Alright, I got the roux incorporated nicely. Now you always want to keep it stirring while you're incorporating the roux because it will get stuck to the bottom of the pan and you don't want that. You don't want burnt little pieces of garbage in your beautiful stew. So we're going to go ahead and add the stock now. Good. One second. Oh, just going to grab my mitten. So you can see we have the bits of steak that have been seared. Go ahead and incorporate the stock. Beautiful, look at that. Smells like home. Now I'm going to whisk good chunks. These are actually probably a little bit too small, but you want them to be good sized because they're going to deteriorate as the stew is slow cooking. Just look at that. Now we're going to put this, we're going to bring it up to a boil, almost a boil, a simmer, which is basically, I'm going to bring this to a simmer. Potatoes, meat, mirepoix, and stock. And then we're going to bring it, let it simmer for 2 hours at the least. You may have to add water, and you definitely want to stir. Last thing you want is to have burnt bits of crab in your stew. Got a burn mark on my hand. Yee, buddy. So I'm gonna let it simmer for a while. I may need to add, I'm gonna give it a taste in about 20 minutes to see how it is, if it's too salty, not salty enough. Oh, excuse me, also at this point you can add whatever herbs you're gonna have. Alright, the soup has come to a simmer. I went ahead and added more carrots, just one whole carrot, cut in circles. I also added the corn, fresh corn off the cob. And you want to keep on stirring it as you let it simmer, because the bottom will stick to the pan, or the ingredients will stick to the bottom of the pan. And we're back. It's been about an hour and a half. As you can see, it is still at a simmer, looking beautiful. And I have the zucchini. It's been about, like I said, it's been about an hour and a half. I like to cut them in circles so it maintains the shape of the zucchini. And after about 30 minutes of simmering, these things will melt in your mouth. It's I don't know why I like it so much, but I love my stew with a little bit of zucchini. Beautiful. You see the spoon cutting straight through the beef. So tender. You see the consistency? The zucchini. Larger carrots. See the potatoes. Potatoes definitely could have been cut a little bit thicker, but hey, tastes phenomenal. There you go. Easy money. Super Sexy Stew by Chestnut McNazy. Yee, buddy.